We took a much needed 3 days off, give the joints some time to recover, and what just happened on the phone? Yeah, took 3 days off, let the joints recover, finished cycle 1, which I realized, I think I clickbaited the shit out of everybody with my last video because it said first cycle complete. And I didn't realize when I was making it, but now I realize people probably thought I was talking about gear because that video got significantly more views in a short amount of time than my other videos did. So just to clarify, I'm not talking about a steroid cycle. You will never be seeing that on this channel. And I can say that with confidence because, steroids just isn't something that's ever going to be in the future for me. Not only because it doesn't align with my goals, I don't need to get that big. I started lifting mostly because I wanted a more impressive physique from the female gaze. And then I realized that I enjoy so many other aspects of lifting that I don't do it for that reason anymore. But it's still somewhat important to me. So you don't need to get steroid big to stay within those parameters. The other thing is I have genetic hyperlipidemia, which means my cholesterol is significantly elevated, which I take statins for now. But if I put steroids on top of that, especially with my APO, my lipoprotein little a being literally 3 or 4 times out of the reference range, I would probably be dead before 40. So I'm not, like I said, it just doesn't align with my goals and I would rather live past 40. So yeah, that won't be ever a thing that is on my channel, but who knows, maybe once I get into coaching, it would be nice to be able to coach enhanced competitors too. I started taking some education courses recently, Pro IQ by Callum Rastrick. I just signed up for that today, which is pretty expensive, but it's got a lot of content and it does talk about all the PED stuff. So I'll dive into that. And then again, adding tools to the toolkit. But anyways, we'll start off with cycle 2 of my workout program. And we are off with a push day today doing bench with slow eccentrics. So I'll do a single real quick and then we'll drop the weight. Let the brutality begin. Got 3 sets of this. Again, 2-second concentric, 6-second eccentric. Completely brutal. I remember the first time I did this, I way overshot the weight. I thought I could do 45 pounds on each side. Wasn't even close to that. Ended up doing 15. We bumped it to 20 last time, and I said in my notes we'll do 22, but I don't want to load 2 10s and a 2.5 on there. I'd rather just load a 25, so we're going to go 25. We're a little bit below the rep range. Not the end of the world. We'll just work into it next time. I can't really keep track of the reps, so I'm just going to go until I'm close to failure, and we'll count the reps in post-production here. Okay, we'll call it on that for the first one. I tried to count it. I think it was around 10. Still had maybe 1 or 2 left in the tank. We'll go with a little bit higher intensity on the next ones. Why is there like a dent in this bar? Okay. Pretty sure I counted that as 10. A little bit harder than last time. Still maybe had one left. Dude, my forearm is okay. So you know how I was saying earlier, maybe you don't because nobody watches these videos anyways, but my forearm's been giving me some issues. I thought it was from tennis, but it kind of alleviated itself for the most part. And then I woke up today and it was back. And I think what's happening is I'm just like, I sleep in these very strange positions. Like I sleep in these contorted positions where I just like mess up my body. So sometimes I wake up and literally there's like, I've fallen asleep on my arm in a certain way that there's like no blood flow in there at all. And I've just like completely cut off circulation. And I have to like feel the blood like rush back into my arms, weird stuff like that, or like literally contort my position and the covers in some like weird position where it's like tightly wrapped up against myself. So I think that's what's going on here. And I'm just contorting my body in some very strange way that is aggravating my forearm. Because again, it was fine yesterday, no issues. Then I wake up this morning and it's really hurting. So kind of feeling that a little bit on the bench here, which means we definitely won't be doing dumbbell lateral raises. We'll be back on the machine for that, which is unfortunate. Maybe I need to start sleeping without covers or something, or figure something out, because this is annoying. Ugh. Uh, we move 3 sets, 15 to 20 reps. Got a cable press. Going low to high here. Target those clavicular fibers. We'll take 15 on the first one. Probably had 2 or 3 left in there. It's a good spot for a first set. Again, doing very high volumes. Don't have to go to failure on every set. Intensity a little bit closer in terms of failure to the last one. So we'll take that for one more set, and then we will be finished with this. I mean, today's a push day, so we got plenty more chest exercises on the chopping block. Somehow a few ants managed to get into my bag of cinnamon toast crunch. So today's workout is fueled by a few ants, because when I was pouring the cinnamon toast crunch into my little container thing that I take to the gym, I saw a couple in there. I smushed one of them because it was like crawling around, but there was definitely a couple more still on the pieces that we ingested. So I'm not sure how anabolic sugar ants are. All right, that's a good spot for today. That's what, 11 with a 1 pound increment. Next time we'll just bump it to the, I think, 13. Moving on to the good old incline dumbbell press, everybody's favorite. Last time we did 70s for 10 reps. Our rep range is 8 to 10, 2 sets of that. So we'll bump it this time. We'll go 75s. Hopefully we will be within the rep range. I did a warm-up set with 50s. Didn't feel the best, but cool. All right, that was 9. We could have gotten the 10th rep, but again, we got one more set. Hopefully we can match reps and keep it at 9 next time. Maybe we squeeze out 10. Let's take some guesses. Are we getting 8, 9, or 10 reps this set? I'm gonna guess 10. We always gotta set our goals a little bit ambitious. Last time my hands were kind of in a weird position. Let me fix that.
Two times for the homies in the chat. On the internet, when they really figured out more. 1 time for the big dog. 5 times for the big talk back. 6 times for the
Yep. Let's go. 2 sets on the line cable fly here. Bumping the weight just a little bit. Our rep range is 10 to 15. Last time we were at 13 reps on both sets. So we'll go 17 on each side. Probably no need to warm up just because we've already done, what, 3 plus 3, 6. We've done 8 sets of chest already. So should be pretty much warmed up and ready to go. All right, 13 for the first one, which is a matching reps of the last time. So we'll take that. And I think we can honestly at least bang out 13, maybe a little bit more, because we still had 2, 3 reps left there. Last set of chest for the day, I believe. So what if we squeeze out 15 reps? I believe we can. Okay. Didn't get 15, but at least we set the bar high. Max reps got 13. We'll write that down and bump the weight next time. Could try 22. Let's go. They replaced the arm pads in this finally. So no more having to dig my arms into all the ripped up material. These are pretty fat. I feel like they honestly are adding a little bit of weight. The machine feels a little bit heavier than last time. So I'm gonna take that into account. We've got a total of 6 sets on the dumbbell ladder raise. It's broken up into, I do 3 sets of 8 to 12, then I do a shoulder press, then I come back and do another 3 sets of, I think, 20 reps. So we'll start with the low rep here and then move on from there. Maybe I should have done more reps. We'll take 10 for the first one. Let's push the intensity a little bit more on this second set. Okay. Same 10 reps, but definitely closer to failure than before. Ow. Oh, that hurts. I'm gonna log that as 9.5 reps. All right, we waited a good, I think like 15 minutes maybe for this to open up. Again, I just like to do the same exercises. So if I have to wait, I'll wait. We got 2 sets, 8 to 12 rep range, I believe. But the weight, a good amount over what we did last time. So. Okay. Take 8 for the first one.
It's like, you know, it's like a joke overall. Only one hair hop bed. Put that one to respect for you. Good looking. Oh, good looking. Like, no. Good looking. But yeah, no. I don't really know that. They just went to our high school. So he is representation.
All right, 3 sets of 20 on this. Not gonna waste time. I'm just gonna start banging these out. One more round for delts. What was that? I'm gonna say 18. 3 sets of 12 to 15 on the cable kickback. Starting with my weaker side, which is my right side. Bro, can I get in this machine? Come on. Ah, damn. Yo, I kind of strapped up a little bit too hard and cutting off the circulation in my hands, so I could better hurry this up. Ah. Okay, we got 11. Ah. I think we have 2 sets, maybe 3 sets of incline, easy bar, skull crusher. Oh shit. Just wasted some energy there. Okay, that's a increase of 1 rep from last time. Maybe not as much progression as I want to see, but a progression nonetheless. All right, just got to bang out 20 reps on the flared elbow push down. All right, that wasn't as painful as last time, so I'll take it, and we'll pop a gym pin on there for the next session. Decent session back today. Took progressions across the board on all the exercises, which we love to see. So we will get home quick. I was going to go to Costco and restock on some stuff. I need more sweet potatoes. I need more tilapia. I need a little bit more vegetables for my raw salad. So I did have some stuff to pick up, but I'm going to see a movie with my dad and my brother later tonight, and we're going to go get dinner before that. So instead of having my usual meal when I get home, which is usually chicken breast that I reheat, as well as between 300 and 400 grams of sweet potato plus my salad, since I'm going out to eat, I'm going to be smart about it and I'm going to kind of shift my calories around. So since I know it's going to be a calorically dense meal when I go out to eat, probably more carbs and more fats than usual, when I go home, all I'm going to do is make my raw salad and have a protein source. So minimal carbs, minimal fats, just protein post workout. And then I'll leave myself some room, as well as kind of like skip my other meals for today to accommodate for that higher calorie meal. And so we're probably going to go to a Chinese restaurant, and the one that we go to, Bamboo House, serves like very large dishes of a protein source. So I'm going to go there, and again, there's going to be a lot of different options. And when you go to, usually Asian restaurants will have like more fried foods, especially like Chinese is going to be more fried food. So a lot of the chicken, the shrimp, the fish, a lot of it's going to be a decent amount of fat from the oil and also like the batter, things like that. So I'm going to keep that in account and shift my macros around for the day to accommodate for that. So I'm going to go there and be somewhat intelligent about my food choices, but I'm not going to restrict myself in terms of how much I'm eating because I know intuitively kind of how many calories I have left for the day. I've kind of consumed around 1,000 so far. My maintenance is around 3,000. So if I go there, usually my meal is going to be between like 1,500, 1,800, maybe even 2,000 calories, but that's totally fine because I'm budgeting around it and staying within my maintenance. So I'll go there and pick probably like a Szechuan chicken or something like that. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Hopefully that's not like offensive to Chinese people. But again, a chicken source with like a vegetable, and then usually it's going to come with rice. I'm just going to limit how much rice I have. Again, rice is going to be a calorically dense carb source, so it's very easy to overconsume on. So since, again, Szechuan chicken is usually going to be cooked with some sugar in the sauce, things like that. Again, just trying to, I keep saying again over and over again, like again. I think I might need to make my own bingo card. I watch Keenan's videos a lot, and he's got a bingo card of things that he says kind of over and over again, but he doesn't do it as bad as I do. I feel like I use my bingo card terms way too much, and I got to chill with that. So let's nix again from the vocabulary. But again, no, I'm just kidding. What was I saying? Yeah. So being mindful around the food choices that I have and then accommodating for it throughout the day is the best way to go about things. So you don't have to be completely thrown off track when you go off plan, when you can be intelligent about the food choices that you are picking. And if you don't have a good idea of what's going to be in your food and you want to increase your education, using AI can actually be a pretty good tool. I wouldn't say that you should use AI all the time to track your calories and things like that, but a lot of times if you snap a picture of a dish and you send it to ChatGPT, it can kind of give you an idea of how is this meal typically prepared and what kind of food groups are going to be contained in it. So that way you can be a little bit more educated and say, hey, I'm ordering this, and even though it is like a chicken dish, it actually has like a bunch of other stuff in it, like the sugar that they use in the sauce, the fat that they use to fry it. And so now I can be a little bit more mindful of what kind of macronutrients am I getting in this meal. And then I can, again, there's the bingo card. And then I can shift my daily macros around that when I know I'm going out to eat. So just come with a plan and you'll be totally fine. Everything is a learning process, and the more you educate yourself, the better you can be at making decisions for your health, your fitness, your well-being, all that good stuff. So I think with that, that'll conclude today's video. We will be back tomorrow for a poll session and hopefully see progressions all across the board. Yeah.